A young bird was ready for her big day, the day she would first take flight. The mother bird picked her up and dropped her a short distance from the nest. The bird tried to feverishly flap her wings, but nothing. She wasn't able to lift off. She tried again and again, but still she couldn't get airborne. Worried for her safety, the young bird knew that if she wasn't able to fly, predators would have an easy time tracking her down. Other birds mocked and made fun of her. They called her useless and terrible names such as One Wing. The truth was that she only had a partial wing on her left side, and this didn't allow her to fly. Her mother and all her siblings wanted nothing to do with her. "She won't last long and she's worthless," they exclaimed. Little did the other birds know her creativity and desire to live. The young bird knew she had to think fast and think outside of the box. She had to get to a place where predators couldn't get to her and somewhere she could find food, water, and some type of shelter. Caves were out since that's where her enemies would live. Trees are a no-go since she can't fly or climb. Anywhere she went, she needed to go out to find food and water. That would make her very exposed on a daily basis. Where could she go where no one could hurt her? The young bird pondered this question for hours. As she sat under a nearby shrub, the answer came to her. She remembered hearing of a place where birds lived. It was very close to her mother's nest. The place had people come and look at the beautiful birds kept in this place. But how in the world is it possible for her to get to this place? This is where her creativity came into play once again. Every day, several times a day at that, she witnessed a large object stop near her nest and pick up people. Unknowing to her, it was the city bus. On the back of the bus was a flat rack for people's bicycles. All she needed to do was hop on the back of that rack, and hopefully it would take her close to her destination. As luck would have it, the bus did take her not only close to her destination, but to her destination. You see, one of the stops on the bus's route was the city zoo. The city zoo, the place where this magical bird haven existed. As she rode the bus, it suddenly appeared. She saw the giant bird enclosure, much larger than she had ever imagined. She jumped off the bus before it even stopped and raced to her new home. When she got to the enclosure, it was surrounded by high walls to keep out any predators that might try to harm the birds. How can she get over such a tall wall? Time to be creative. She observed the people that worked at the zoo. Several times a day, the employees opened the main gate and entered the bird enclosure. All she needed to do was follow them in. I mean, really, how many times does a person notice a tiny bird following them? She was able to sneak into the enclosure. She made it to safety. Her new home was unlike anything she had ever seen before. Lushly planted with trees, shrubs, and beautiful flowers. It was like an oasis, much nicer than her tiny nest back home. The other birds were different than her siblings. They welcomed her with open wings and would help her by picking her up and flying her to some of the higher peaks in the enclosure. They even made a nice nest for her in one of the trees. She could have never imagined that this would be the life she would live. She went from being thrown out of her family and left to certain death to living in a palace with friends that truly cared about her. All of this was made possible by her creativity. She allows her mind to think of new possibilities and new ways of doing things. Whatever problems are in front of us in life can be solved in the same way this little bird solved her problems, by using your creative mind. Our minds are far more capable than we could ever dream possible. Put your imagination and creativity to work the next time a tough problem comes into your life. And like the little bird, you'll be amazed at what you can figure out.